Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a jump out of a couple pieces of wood. Alright guys, so I've been wanting a jump for my cars and trucks for a while now, and I got some wood, so I figured I might as well try and make one. So these are just a couple boards that I got from a construction site, and yeah, I'm gonna be making a super simple jump out of these. So let's get started by cutting out the sides. All right guys, so got a line drawn here, and just gonna take a skill saw and cut this nice and straight. So put the board I just cut off on top of the other one, lined everything up, and drew a line right here so that I can cut it at the same length that this one is. So yeah, let's cut the next one off. Then we can get started on the top of the jump and the back support. Alright, there we go. So now we got the two sides of the jump. So now that I got the two sides cut out, I'm just gonna cut a little arc in both of them to give it a little bit of a kicker when I'm jumping. Alright, so the skill saw didn't really want to work that great when I was trying to curve it, which makes sense, so I got a jigsaw instead. Perfect. I mainly plan on using this for RC cars, so it's a bit steep at the end to really kick them in the air. Just make the angle how you need it and then cut it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other side under this, line them up, and then I'm just going to cut along so I can get the same shape. Alright guys, so now I've got two roughly identical pieces of wood for the side. Now I'm going to cut out another piece for the top, and I can make it a little bit longer than it needs to be, just to be safe, and then I can cut the excess off once I know, that everything's gonna be good. You just don't wanna make it too short, because then you're gonna waste it, and it's just gonna kinda suck. So let's do that real quick. Alright, so I got the wood just kind of laying on it here, and yeah, I think I'm gonna want to cut it right about here, so I got a little bit of room for it to bend, and then I can cut off all the excess. Alright, so now let's get this propped and screwed on top of the two sides. Alright guys, so I got the top piece, the actual ramp screwed onto the sides, so it's actually looking pretty good. I think it would probably hold a 5th scale RC, but as you can see, it's pretty floppy. So what I gotta do now is I actually have to put some bracing from side to side on the back here and on the bottom. So let's do that. So for the supports, I know that this should be around the same width from here to here as the ramp is wide. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna cut it up into strips and then screw it on there. So for this bottom one, I'm just gonna kind of screw it on down here, and you'll notice I gave it a little bit of room instead of having it flush with the bottom of the ramp, and that's because I wanted it to not kind of get stuck on bumpy terrain, kind of like, the grass here. I don't want it to be tilting because the bottom part is sitting on it. So I'm gonna do it like that, screw that in, put another one down here, and then put another one on the back. And again, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come on the side here, I'm gonna drill into it with a couple screws, 2 or 3 screws for each side should be good. All right, there's the bottom done. Now let's get the back done. All right guys, got the back done as well, and I know it's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but there's one more trick I've got to make this thing way better than all the other ramps out there. Now that we've got everything all finished, the ramp is functional now, but here is my little secret to make this thing so much better. Wheels. I just got these cheap 1-inch wheels for 99 cents each. Alright, so $2 for 2 of these wheels. This is gonna make the ramp so much better. It's basically turning it into a portable skate park for your RC cars, because believe me, like, if you're just moving it to your backyard or into the street, or even, you know, just like a parking lot or something a couple blocks away, this is gonna make it so much easier to get there if you don't want to load it up into your truck, or don't have a truck or something that can fit this thing in. So these are gonna make the ramp so much better. So I'm just gonna want to mount them as low down to the bottom as possible, so probably right around there, and then I'm gonna want to make them as far out to the side as possible so that it's as stable as I can get it. Alright, now exact same thing on this side. There we go. So now we got both wheels on there, and yeah, now this thing is gonna be way easier to tote around. It makes it so much easier to move this thing around. This makes it so much better. Alright, let's give this ramp its first test. Really nice and easy to get out here. Really love that. Alright guys, just gonna test the jump out with this little Relarlo RC car here. It's basically a WW Toys, and yeah, I'll put a link to the video in the description when I get done with it, but it's pretty cool. And yeah, as you can see so far, the ramp is doing just fine. I mean, that was some pretty good air, and this thing is only brushed as well too, so I mean, this thing is gonna absolutely kick my brushless cars in the air. Yeah, definitely a great ramp. I actually really like this ramp. It's pretty perfect. Oh. And yeah, I have busted this car once or twice on it. If it's big enough to break something, then you've made it big enough. Oh. Yeah, I think I got it just the right size. Not so big that it's just kind of overkill, but big enough that I can do that. See what I mean? If it's big enough to bust something, then yeah, it's big enough, so that'll be fine. But yeah guys, this thing is fantastic. The wheels make it so easy to tote around, and it is just perfect. So with all that being said, that is how you can build yourself the perfect RC ramp. All you need is some plywood. Cost me about 15 bucks, $2 for the wheels. I used about 12 bucks in nails, and if you can't find some plywood, even that's only gonna set you back about 20 bucks or so. So yeah guys, this is a cheap ramp. I mean, if you go on Amazon, all of the plastic ones are gonna be like $70 for tiny little skateboard ramps, and this is just way better. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and have fun with your new ramp.